My dear, Sushi here. I'm here to tell you a romantic sleep story. Let your shoulders soften, let your hands go heavy. You are safe here, held in the warm dark, and all you must do is listen. There is a world where the sky carries a wound, not a scar, a wound, still open, still breathing, slowly unraveling the edges of things that stray too near. The people of this world call it the maw. It does not roar, it does not burn, it simply unmakes, gently, patiently, the way sleep smooths a worried face back to something soft. Beneath this wounded sky lives a woman named Wren. She's not a hero, she will tell you herself. She's a cartographer of lost things, a maker of maps for the villages the maw has quietly swallowed. She draws borders around absence for a living, and she has done it long enough that grief no longer frightens her. She simply holds it carefully, the way you hold a candle in the wind. Tonight, she is alone at the edge of the Valen wood, where the trees lean gently away from the sky as though giving it privacy. Her fire is small and amber and honest. The stars above are unusually still tonight. She's alone, or she believes she is. There is someone sitting across her fire. He was not there a breath ago. He is tall, silver-skinned, with dark eyes that catch the flame too deeply, still as water with no bottom. His hair falls loose around pointed ears. His hands rest on his knees, unhurried, as though her fire is simply one he has always sat beside. He says quietly, "You will want to cover your ink. The rain arrives before dawn here, and your last 3 maps blurred at the edges." She does not scream. She does not reach for her knife. She says, "You have been watching me." He replies, "Yes." That is the entirety of his apology. Unhurried, unapologetic, offered like a stone placed on a table. Neither cruel or kind, simply true. That night, she dreams of a door made of soft light and a hand, long-fingered, cool, holding it open from the other side. She stands before it for what lies and feels like hours, unable to tell whether she is gathering the courage to walk through or turn away. When she wakes, the air smells of rain. His name is Sile. He offers it the following morning with the same unhurried care with which he offers her a badly made cup of tea, holding both out as though they're reasonable and sufficient gifts. The tea is too dark, steeped past any reasonable point. She wraps her hands around it anyway, because The morning is cool and her hands are stiff, and accepting imperfect warmth is something she has always been good at. You were sent to kill me, she says again. A long silence. Yes. And now? Now, he says with something between dry and gentle, I'm available to carry surveying poles. She studies him. He does not shift under her gaze. He simply remains, present and still, faintly luminous in the grey morning light, like a flame that has decided not to flicker. She picks up her things. She walks north, and after a pause, he follows and picks up the poles and things without being asked. The valiant wood in morning is pale barked and very old. Light comes through the canopy in thin wandering beams, touching the ground and moving on, as though looking for something they will not find today. At midday, she settles onto a carved root and opens her map. She draws with slow, deliberate strokes, not embellishing, but witnessing. She draws the gentle curve of a stream that no longer runs, the outline of a farmhouse the moss swallowed last winter. She writes its name in careful letters. She still writes. She feels Sile go still. It holds, he says, barely disturbing the air. What holds? The thing you named? His voice is stripped of its easy tone now, careful and quiet. When you draw something and give it a name, it becomes fixed, real in a way it wasn't a moment before. The world holds the shape of it, as though your ink wore an anchor. It doesn't undo the loss, she says softly. It only means someone can grieve it correctly. Point to a place on the map and say, there, that was real and that mattered. A bird calls somewhere deep in the wood once and is answered by silence. That, he says, with something new and almost aching in his voice. That is exactly the same thing. That evening, watching him sit at the edge of the firelight, quietly attempting to improve the tea, she understands with a slow, creeping clarity that she is in trouble. Not from him, from the feeling assembling itself in her chest, quiet as water rising, warm as being seen by someone who did not come here to see you. On the third day, the rain arrives exactly when he said it would, long and grey and unhurried, the kind that has decided to be thorough. It turns the pale bark of the vellum trees to gleaming pewter and fills the air with the deep green scent of wet earth. They took shelter beneath the great arcing canopy of the old trees Wren has never stood beneath. The space is smaller than she expected. He's closer than she expected. She's more tired than she knew. She leans just slightly, and her shoulder comes to rest against his arm. He goes very still, not away from her, simply still, the way a flame goes still in the absence of wind. Beneath his arm, she can feel the slow, deep pulse of him, more like a tide than a heartbeat, ancient, patient, entirely present. Does it bother you? She asks softly, being this near? No. Does it feel like something? Yes. And what does it feel like? I don't have a name for it. Each word placed gently, like setting something fragile down in the dark. My kind do not name things before they are certain. We have lived long enough to know that the unnamed thing stays safe, stays possible. She turns to look at him. His face is very close. In the dim green-gray light, he looks like something painted by someone who understood that beauty is most true when it is also a little frightening. His eyes are open and unguarded in a way she has not seen them. Open the way a door is open when someone inside has decided to stop bolting it. I do the opposite, she says softly. I name things before I am certain. That's the only way I know to keep them from disappearing. Something moves in the deep water of his eyes. Something very old and considering something so new it has no shape yet. Later, when the rain has thinned to mist, he reaches over and smooths the curled corner of her own map. His fingers brush the back of her hand. He does not withdraw them. Neither does she. Her hand rests over his, still, cool, and very gentle. The way moonlight rests on water, adding something without changing it. They both look at the map. They are both very much not looking at the map. He says her name. Ren. Just that. But the way he says it, as though he has been holding it carefully for days, afraid of breaking it, makes her close her eyes and simply let it settle over her. Like mist, like the soft, patient dark of the wood around them. What she doesn't know, sitting warm and still with his hand over hers, is that far to be south, an elder of Sile's court has drawn a careful line through his name in a ledger bound in silver. Some loyalties once broken are not punished. They are simply replaced with someone faster, someone who has not yet made the ruinous mistake of staying. They reach the moor's nearest edge on the 5th morning, and it is not what she expected. Not churning dark, no dread, just softness. a place where the grass fades from pale green to silver grey, to a quiet hovering nothing, where the horizon forgets what was reaching toward. The air is very still and smells of something older than language, raw possibility, matter before it made up its mind. It is almost beautiful. That is the most frightening thing about it. Wren sets up her instruments and begins. She measures, marks, names each small section of boundary as she goes. The way you name things you love, not perfectly, just enough that they know they are seen. Sile stands just behind her, where she has been all week, and she has stopped noticing and then started noticing again more deeply. The way you stop hearing a loved song and then one day the opening note finds you and you feel the whole accumulated weight of it at once. If I can name everything the moth has taken, she says quietly, I believe it will stop spreading. Maybe close entirely. If it closes entirely, he says carefully, my kind will become fixed, finished. The ones who do not want to be finished will not allow it. Is that why you were sent to stop me? Yes. And you will still not. He takes a breath, the breath of a vast decision arriving at its final shore. No, he says, soft and sure, I will not. He turns around and looks at him. He's looking at her the way she has only caught him looking when he thought she was too absorbed to notice. Fully without armor, like someone who has already decided and is simply waiting for the moment when the decision can be shown instead of held. She takes one step towards him. The soft grey air of the moor's edge drapes around them, like the world exhaling. She reaches up and places her palm against his jaw. His skin is cool and smooth, and beneath her hand she feels the deep, slow tide beat of him, faithful and ancient. She feels him close his eyes. She kisses him softly, just once, just long enough to be complete and honest thing, tender, the way first light on old stone is tender, the way the first warm day of a long winter is tender. He is still for just a moment, the stillness of someone receiving something they did not know how to ask for. This is so beautiful. And then his hands come to her, one at the back of her head, careful as holding something precious for the first time, one at the curve of her spine, warm and sure. When she steps back, his eyes open slowly. The deep water of them is the same, but behind it now burns something present and real, a warmth that was not there before, I have never felt certain of anything, he says, until this moment, wandering and quiet. Hold on to that, she says. The connection is built. 3 days later, she will place the final stroke of ink onto the map, and the world will shift on a breath. And somewhere in the dark towers of his court, an emissary will arrive. The emissary will already be riding north through the silver trees. Someone less troubled but the particular ruin of watching a mortal woman name things by firelight. On the last evening, amber light comes low through the velen trees, long and slow as late summer, and Wren works by it until it fades, and then by firelight. After that, her hand aches. She does not stop. Sile sits beside her, not behind her anymore, beside her, close enough that their arms rest together, in the easy way of people who have stopped keeping careful account of distance. He does not speak. He has learned the precise texture of the silence she needs. And this one asks for company and quiet in the same breath. And so he gives her both. And she leans into him slightly, and the fire makes its small honest sound. She's ready. She's ready to draw the final line, writes the last name. She's done. The maw closes the way a sleeping face closes, loses its tension. Slowly and gently over the course of a long breath. The wound in the sky simply smooths. The grey softness at the world's edge draws back like a tide going out, leaving the ground beneath it clean and new. The world does not end, the world becomes more. She feels Sile change before she sees it. The tide beat of him quickens just slightly, warms. When she looks, there is soft color in his face, rose along his cheekbones, faint as dawn on pale stone, something entirely and reversibly new. He looks down at his own hands for a long time, turns them over slowly as though studying a map of somewhere he has never been. How do you feel? She asks softly. Mortal, he says, wonder and grief folded together, the way all true things eventually are. She tightens her arm around his. He looks at her. The deep water of his eyes still there, always there, but behind it now, something fully present and burning and real. You said you felt certain, she says. Hold on to that. He does, both arms around her, his face bent to the top of her head, both of them very still at the edge of a world that has, after a very long time, finished healing. In the morning, he makes tea again. He still gets it wrong. He holds the cup out with the same quiet confidence as that very first morning in the wood. She takes it. She wraps her hand around it. She does not tell him. There is a whole life ahead of them, unmapped, imprecise, laced through with everything mortal life asks you to accept. She does not know all the ways. They will need to be brave. But she's a woman who names things before she's certain of them. She named this quietly under a tree in the rain long time ago. They are ready. She holds her cup. The fire breathes. The sky above the vellum wood is whole and rose-colored at the edges, and the morning is coming up over the pale trees like something that has decided without being asked to be beautiful today. My love, let your breathing slow now, like a tide going out. Let your hands grow heavy and heavier. Let the warmth settle over you like amber evening light through old trees. The map is finished. The wound in the sky is closed, and somewhere by a small, honest fire, two people are sitting close together. In the silence, they have slowly, carefully made their own. You're safe tonight. You are held. Sleep now. Sweet dreams.